to the chat. Episode 19. Is the PS4 dead? Not safe for work, 18 plus only. So let's get this started.
First of all, I would like to apologize to all of our viewers that we are 7 minutes late. It is completely Mitch's fault.
Yeah, I agree. It is mostly Mitch's fault. Honestly,
I will neither confirm or deny that statement, even though it's total bullshit.
That sounds like a denial.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a denial.
Did Mitch delay the start of our show by 7 minutes, he is also a liar.
Yeah.
But I am not a thief.
Yes.
You stole my trust by
If you
lying.
didn't trust me, you wouldn't leave your door unlocked at night.
All right, so going to our first topic, just a solemn one to start out, but I promise it picks up as the show goes on. John Bain, is it Bain? Definitely don't want to mispronounce that. John Bain, aka Total Biscuit, has lost his battle with cancer. Oh, just today.
Yeah.
So,
it's a major loss for gaming entertainment.
Yeah, Mitch, I guess you have the most to say about this of all of us, I suppose.
I never really followed his videos too much because they were really long and drawn out, but they were also really thorough. He was just like a really cool guy, and he kind of was just, it's one of the most upstanding games journalists we have, and you know that most of our games journalism is just crap. So
yeah.
It's kind of shitty to lose one of the best. And you know, I have he pretty much single-handedly brought Warframe off the ground. So you know, that certainly made a big impact on my life.
That's true.
I have nothing but good things to say about the guy, and it's really is a shame to lose him.
Dang. Well, rest in peace. You will certainly be missed in the gaming community, and though now I have to go and watch some of his stuff.
Yeah, no, I think I'm actually gonna watch his stuff.
So he has a bunch of opinion pieces he does on like current trends and crap. Like I remember way back when he did a video on like should you be allowed to buy used games, and I think he did one recently. Not recently, but he did a video explaining why esports is a thing, and you should watch his videos like that, and not his reviews, because unless it's a review for a game you like, you can just see how much work and effort he puts into this.
Makes sense.
Or watch any of his podcasts. He does a lot of those.
Cool. Well, I guess anybody who hasn't seen any of his stuff, go check him out for sure. But to keep this podcast cheerful, did you have something else to add?
I said included in that group of people is at least 2 in this podcast who've never seen his stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know about if Lerone, you got anything?
I always like watching him roast the settings page of every game he would play.
Every game has a field of view slider now.
Did he
Just
roast
about
the menu?
Like he'd actually roast the settings page, no FOV slider, and stuff like that. Until more people started catching on.
I feel like he was also responsible for bringing Dark Souls to PC. I could be misattributing that.
I don't know.
Does he tear apart the menu in Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U? Because that is
he mostly does PC
awful.
games.
It's mostly PC settings.
But he would probably have a lot to say. I did find a video that did roast that menu. They talked about how Brawl was the perfect menu, and I just turned it off at that point.
Okay, that's just nonsense.
Brawl's the perfect game.
Brawl's menu definitely has its flaws, though.
What are flaws?
The main flaw is customer controls. Honestly, that's the biggest flaw in Brawl's menu.
Oh yeah.
See, what
So
that
far away
guy
from
liked
actual
was
gameplay.
that it's like Smash 4's menu, except the important stuff is on the front page, and you can reach every option from every other option just about.
Well, it's just like you know where something's gonna be. It's like in Smash 4, it's like you have the multiplayer mode and then everything else, and you're like, wait, is settings in everything else? Why isn't settings like a separate thing? Like, why do I find settings in the
Well,
same place that I find home run contest. Wait, there's not even a home run contest.
Yeah.
Why can't you change your controls from the character screen?
Smash 4 has home run
You
contest.
could almost
more
use your controls from the character screen. That's an improvement. That's the only improvement to the menu.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's more like the interface is poorly designed.
It's so poorly designed. Nothing is where you would want it to be. And
Yeah.
like things, you have like an analog stick, but things aren't positioned in a way that makes it
You don't
easy
have a
to
cursor
navigate.
either. It just goes from button to button, and they're not.
Yeah,
like,
so like
it's so bad.
It's almost like it's designed for
need to
touch
move,
screens.
down and to the left sometimes, and like.
But there are 3 options down and left, and it's like, why?
And you might hit one of those 3, and it might be the one you were shooting for. Like, there's so much wrong with the menu. Things should just be like in more of a grid alignment, so it's easy to navigate.
I feel like they designed it for the touch screen because the DS and the Wii U both have a touch screen, and they just disabled the touch screen. And
Yeah.
They didn't change the menu.
Right, because you can't use the touchscreen to navigate the menu on. I'm definitely not the Wii U. I don't know about the 3DS. No, you
I
can't.
could literally pull it up
somehow.
right this second and find out.
No, because the menu's on the
I'm-
top, not the bottom, isn't it?
From my 3DS.
I think the menu's still up top, not on the touchscreen.
Let me see.
But yeah, there's definitely some horrendous menus out there.
The world will never know.
Honestly, like
No,
Xenoblade, for as much as I
out.
love it, it does not have a good menu system.
None of the 3 do. None of them. Okay, I gotta give it. Xenoblade 2 probably has the worst.
Really?
Sorry, Xenoblade X has
Yeah.
the worst. The second one. God.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, because if it's worse than Xenoblade X, that's an accomplishment. Because
Yeah,
Xenoblade X
has
is
the worst.
a lot worse than the first one.
See, the thing with Xenoblade 2 is that they took out a ton of the customization, so there's not as much to ruin, but they still somehow ruined it.
Oh, they took out a bunch of the customization. I'm actually happy about that. There was too much.
You can't even change your character's armor. Like, it's literally.
That seems a little far, but
you pick their weapon, which is just a reskin and some stats, which is fine. Then you pick like a gear piece, which won't show up at all. It's just another stat, and then you pick their food. You have to keep feeding them.
interesting.
You get stats for that. Like, you'll give them a bowl of soup, and then for like the next in-game 8 hours, they'll have whatever.
Like, I don't know. I guess
I never used it until the very end.
it at least seems like they were taking feedback, because like I know me and a lot of people had problem with Xenoblade X, where like making your build was so complicated.
Yeah. Well, like, the thing was, like, if you spend like 3 hours in the game just like grinding out the initial spot, because every city that you go to has a level to it, and if you raise the level by just selling stuff at the shop, you can unlock more items, and then you can unlock mini quests for each shop. If you get to like level 3 in the starting area, then you can buy the only useful item to feed everyone. So you just buy a ton of those and just feed that to everyone. And then you're set for the whole game, and you'll pretty much steamroll everything.
Huh.
I forgot what it does, though. I think it just gives you more. I think it makes your abilities cool down less, so you can use them more often. Anyways, that's not about
So just to confirm something, you cannot navigate like the menus with the touchscreen in Smash 3DS.
My goodness.
Jeez.
All right. Well, moving on to our next topic. Detroit Become Human is almost out.
That's a game. That's a game that was like, when they first announced it, I thought it was just going to be stupid, but apparently it's really good, and it's like Blade Runner, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I've been excited
androids.
about this game for a long time, even though I thought that they were over-promising, perhaps.
Well, supposedly it worked, so probably one of those I pick up soon enough. I don't really know much about the game other than it's kind of like the struggle of an android.
Yeah, there was a lot of like like make your own choices, like diverging paths stuff when they were first talking about the game. Though I think they've backed off on a little bit of it. But
yeah,
it definitely looked really pretty. Wow, Gadgets 360 didn't like it apparently. They gave it a 6 out of 10. Everyone else is giving it like 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s. Couple 7 out of 10s here and there.
Like, what is an average on those types of websites? Is it a 7 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10?
I think an average is a 6 out of 10. Because they have... Okay, so I think 6 out of 10 is the bare minimum playable. Because everything below that... Because you think about the average game, it doesn't work. Because there's so much crap that's just... doesn't even run.
Okay.
And if you put it in this context that it makes sense that most of the games that you've heard of are all 6s and above.
There's a couple of pretty bad reviews in this. Very few, but like Video Gamer gave it a 4 out of 10. And VG247 wouldn't even give it a score. So that's interesting. But 4 out of 10, dang. I don't know. I'm interested in the game. I don't really have much to say about it though.
Apparently, there's a store in the PSN Quest to watch the trailer, and you can get like a 20% off coupon for anything or something.
Oh yeah.
Seems like a deal.
Yeah.
Watch a trailer, get 20%.
So go do that.
I don't have PlayStation anything, so.
Well.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick this one up at some point.
I have a PlayStation.
I have a
I use it
PlayStation.
to play Dragon Ball and nothing else.
I use it as a Netflix box.
Oh, I use mine as a Crunchyroll box too, because oddly enough, yeah, that's fair. The Crunchyroll app on the computer and just their website is garbage.
Yeah,
like it is
straight
terrible.
garbage.
But the one on the PS4 actually works. It's weird.
Yeah, I know.
So
I've used it once or twice and it's fine. Except the ads are very, very, very repetitive. But I guess it's just to make you want to get premium.
Just like any service that doesn't have like a huge user base, isn't gonna get like a huge amount of advertisers, I guess.
Yeah, but like Crunchyroll is decently big. And the thing is, you'll get like 3 or 4 ads on a loop. It's really strange.
See, the problem with Crunchyroll though is that the anime community are notorious pirates.
Yeah.
They've been pirating since they were 8 years old, so it's just become normal to them that they're all very entitled. Like so much so that some people will actually pay for Kiss Anime to keep the site up. They will actually pay to keep their pirate site up instead of just paying for the product.
That's awful.
Like, there is a lot of entitlement.
That's so backwards.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, instead of crediting the creators, we're gonna credit the people who steal from the creators.
Because they're like entitled and they want to, because the creators don't put it on Crunchyroll as fast as it gets on Kiss Anime, but
it's not even true. They steal it from Crunchyroll these days. If Crunchyroll does the subtitles, they just steal it from Crunchyroll.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I get that that's a problem for some shows, like, it takes a while before it gets subbed or, like, whatever.
The only thing that I really agree with is Crunchyroll doesn't have everything. There are some shows that just will not get localized in any form, and then they'll show up with a fan sub on some website. It's like, if it's not possible to buy it, go for it.
That's always been the case where it's like, yeah, you're still breaking the.
No one's gonna blame you if the creator won't accept your purchase, but like, that's 9 out of 10 times that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anime people be crazy. All right. Battlefield 5 teaser hints at return to World War II.
You're just gonna skip my. Okay, fine.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? You know what?
I just skip.
No, sorry. I didn't have a tab open for it. All right, Mitch. All right, we'll let you do this. All right, first I'm gonna introduce the topic. Dark Souls Remastered is somewhat controversial, according to Mitch, for no good reason. Mitch, what you got?
So essentially, it's a remaster, right? So you'd expect they update the graphics, they add some quality of life, and they move on, right?
Yeah.
They take like people expected them to essentially remake Dark Souls in the Dark Souls 3 engine with the same mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And the internet was very mad when they discovered that this isn't what happened. So you're saying, okay, so you've got all this jank stuff that it was in Dark Souls that isn't in the future games. And people are like, well, I'm stupid, and they have the multiplayer running again, which is exactly the same as it was, because why wouldn't it be? And everyone's like, well, you take off your nostalgia glasses, and the Dark Souls multiplayer sucked. It was nothing but backstabs and whatever. But for the remaster, you'd expect that, right?
Yeah.
They don't change anything. They just make it look a little more modern and make it so a few more people can enjoy it.
Yeah.
What they have done is they've made a ton of quality of life changes, and I probably won't be able to list them all, but like the menus are easier to work through. Blighttown is no longer a meme, and that meme being that you walk into it and your computer just lights on fire. And the frame rate just stops. Like that doesn't happen anymore. You can actually play in that area. You're not required to do the skip or mod your game to get through it.
Yeah, I remember when that was a thing.
The game will actually run at 60 frames per second. Like they've done a lot to make the game better. It's probably debatable whether it's worth the amount they're charging, but like there was no reason to expect them to turn it into Dark Souls 3, and you shouldn't want them to.
Out of curiosity, how much is it?
I think it's $40, and
Oh,
then
well,
half off if you own the game.
That's really nice.
Of course, it's gonna go on sale because the original Dark Souls usually gets people usually buy it at around the $5 mark.
Keep in mind, Tropical Freeze for the Switch is $60, and they changed nothing except they added an easy mode.
Hey, it was $50 on the Wii U.
It was $50 on the Wii U, and now it's $60. I can't get over it. It's so blatant.
Also, apparently it
so this is fun.
early, and they didn't tell anyone. So, that's a thing too.
It released 2 days early. Apparently.
I don't know if they fixed that or something, but that at least happened.
Huh.
Oh my god, there was an entire thread on Reddit where people are complaining because they changed the iconic fire of the bonfire.
But didn't they want them to like? You can't have it both ways.
The aesthetics of the game by changing the fire animation.
But you have, Jake. It's not people wanting it both ways. It's two different types of people because the Dark Souls community is not tiny.
That's true.
Like the people who got mad at the fire are not the same people who got mad at the lack of change.
But you have to imagine there's got to be some overlap.
Probably.
Just at least a little bit of overlap.
It's like the good old Call of Duty wars where you have both sides think the games are terrible, but one side thinks it's because they've changed too much, and the other side thinks because they haven't changed enough. Like it's the same game we've always been playing. It's like no, they need to go back to their roots. The only thing they agree on is the game is terrible. That's my piece.
I think everyone can agree that Call of Duty 4 was the best one.
Oh god, the remake for that. Speaking of remakes, they ruined that game.
Yeah.
You had to buy the newest Call of Duty, like the very special version, like the $100 version of the new game, to get that one. And they added like loot boxes and stuff in it, and God, I just want to.
That sounds like what I'd expect from a Call of Duty.
Yeah, basically. It's just like, hey, this game.
I think they're gonna do the same thing with Modern Warfare 2.
Who cares about Modern Warfare 2?
Fair enough.
Warfare 2 was one of the more critically acclaimed.
Yeah, it was.
It was also the one where they started to go downhill with all of their kill streaks nonsense.
Yeah.
Like 4 had kill streaks, but it wasn't as in your face as Modern Warfare 2, where it very much turned the game into the rich get richer mentality.
I mean,
I very much
there's
enjoyed the game.
There's like snowballing is good because it rewards people for playing well at every.
But the problem is it takes people who are playing well and makes it easier for them to play well. It takes people who didn't get a good start and says, fuck you.
A lot of games have that. Like, League of Legends is a huge game where, snowballing was
terrible.
Yeah, I think most people agree that League of Legends is actually bad. Mind you, I still have fun. Kind of.
I just don't think snowballing is always a bad thing.
Probably
like,
not.
It shouldn't be in who did good at the beginning of the game. Like, otherwise, why would you why would you care about that?
Yeah, but at the same time, in like a fast-paced shooter, like, it feels weird.
I mean, there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it.
Yeah, I think Modern Warfare did it. Modern Warfare, I think, did it fine. Where like it rewarded you, but it didn't make it ridiculous.
World at War, the dogs of war.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
You just spawn a bunch of dogs that would just kill everyone.
That sounds hilarious. Oh, for that in my very limited Call of Duty experience.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you didn't want to kill the dog, so you have to like grab the dog and like snap their neck, and you're like, come on. And that's just like a part of like every single online game, like literally every time. It was only like a 5 kill streak or a 7 kill streak, one of those two, so it happened pretty frequently.
Because World at War took the same kill streaks in Call of Duty 4, but like they didn't have helicopters in World War 2, so they're like, give them dogs.
Did they have helicopters in World War 2?
Don't believe so, no.
Huh, I guess I never really thought about that, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure those came somewhere in the ballpark of Nam.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Helicopters were really not around back then.
That just feels like not true. Like, it's probably true. But like,
yeah, but think about it. Have you ever seen any World War II footage with a helicopter?
Maybe? Like, as a form of... Like, I feel like there's stories about, people getting supplies
the world's
to
first
the
helicopter
Holocaust.
was in 1939, so...
Like, I feel like there's
First
stories
helicopter?
about, like, people airdropping supplies to Holocaust victims with helicopters.
First mass-produced helicopter was 1944.
That'd be after World War II. So, apparently World War II didn't have helicopters.
Here's a picture of one lifting a house.
Alright, we got a little sidetracked. Battlefield... Well, actually, speaking of World War II, perfect. Battlefield 5. Apparently takes place in World War II, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay, they did have very limited uses in World War II. There were some, but they were not mainstream. Oh, so that teaser trailer was, hype as shit. But, obviously it said nothing about how the actual game works, and, when they actually did show the game, it was just a mess of flashy lights and mud on your screen, and it looked beautiful, but I have no idea what the guy was doing, and I'm a veteran in the series.
Yo. Yeah, dude would take like 5 shots and reload.
What up, Julian?
with an LMG. Like, he rolled over a hill, which is running with a bunch of guys, and he just like started gunning the guys down after like 5 seconds. Like, wait, what? Who are these people? What? But cool thing is no premium pass. No season pass nonsense. And there's gonna be free DLC. They're probably gonna do a games as a service model and ruin it.
Games as a service.
I don't understand this controversy, nor have I really seen it. I've just seen people complaining about it. But apparently, so there's a woman in the trailer with a hook hand, and everyone hates her for some reason. I don't know why.
Yep.
But she is hated.
Hook hand woman.
Yes. Beware the hook.
Maybe she's like this game's Odd Job.
Probably. I think they're just mad because it's like a woman on the battlefield.
And when there's a woman, everyone suddenly wants realism.
We're talking about Battlefield 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't contribute.
Man, the trailer was cool though, at least the parts where there wasn't gameplay.
Yeah.
That's not very
Yeah,
It's like the Order
I'm showing the trailer right now on the stream, just so y'all know.
It's a Battlefield game, so there's going to be some level of quality a year after it launches.
Are you guys excited for it?
No, I'm never gonna play it.
I'm never gonna play it either.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean,
However,
I skipped one.
The trailer
I don't know if
looks
I feel
really
like
cool.
getting back into this.
Did you guys hear they're adding a battle royale mode or something like Fortnite?
Isn't that
Oh my
Call of
god.
Duty? Isn't that Call of Duty or is that Battlefield 2?
I thought I heard Battlefield's like looking into it. I might be wrong about that.
I know Call of
They are.
Duty. Call of Duty announced it.
I like Call of Duty's take on that though. They put up a trailer and they're like, "You guys have played this before. You know the rules. We're just making our own unique spin on it." They're gonna.
I mean, they can try.
I feel like it would lend well to Call of Duty. Kinda.
No,
I mean, it's not gonna hurt them.
Call of Duty aren't you like super squishy in Call of Duty? Like you die.
Yeah, you're probably just gonna die immediately, but. I mean, it would just be like free for all search and destroy. I guess.
All right, this trailer is actually pretty amazing. It is absolutely chaotic.
It's the gameplay definitely isn't this. There's no way.
I mean, that's probably the campaign.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks pretty good though.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely
I never got
pretty.
anything-
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
play it, but damn. Because if it's anything like the last 3 Battlefield games that came out, and including the Battlefront ones, it's gonna be a huge controversy because they're gonna launch a game that doesn't work with a lot of missing features from the previous games.
Probably.
Like, I think it was Battlefield 4 that
Yep.
like it actually didn't work, and it took them over a year to add the feature to group up with your friends.
What?
That's when I stopped.
I remember Larone playing that in MSV.
But that's the thing is, like, Battlefield 4, it's a good game now.
Right. Yeah,
Like
I remember
EA,
that.
the EA suits and ties took a step back to look at other projects, and they just told the team, "Do whatever you want now," and they fixed it.
It's kind of like Civilization. It's the Sid Meier's approach. Like, release a mostly finished game that doesn't completely
You
work.
misunderstand.
Okay, it might. Their games. Okay, to be fair, their games are held to a different standard. Perhaps, but
True.
so their bad is probably Battlefield's good.
But it's like just different genres too. Like
Yeah, it is.
the good aspects of Civ are just very different from
Man, I
Yeah.
hate
the
EA.
Battlefield game did.
Though, to be fair, Civ 5 did have extremely unstable online for a very long time. Still kinda does. Not extremely unstable, but it was basically useless for like a year.
But those games are like 10 hours long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by unstable I mean like you're lucky if you can even get a game started, much less. And like you'd play the game and there are these things called resyncs that would happen all the time, and you'd basically end up having to redo a turn that you just did, and it would happen like a lot.
That's just unplayable.
Yeah,
Just
and
think
then
about your
they would
template.
constantly break compatibility between like Mac and PC all the time. Where like, oh, they'd be in parity for a while, and then every now and again they'd be like, no, they're you can't play with each other, and it'll be broken for like months at a time, where you can't play cross-platform, and then it'll be cross-platform again, and then it'll just break silently, and then a month later they'll be like, oh yeah, it's not playable. So they did that for a few years, but now they don't update that game anymore, so it works.
As someone who doesn't really play shooters, I mean, I want to get into them, but I just haven't played them yet. I mean,
the golden age of shooters is long gone. You should really wait to get into them, or play Doom.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Doom. I never beat it.
Wolfenstein are good.
Yeah, I need to finish Doom.
The golden age of online shooters is well behind us.
See, but I don't even is the campaign any good?
In Battlefield and no, they haven't been good since Call of Duty 4.
That's what I keep hearing.
Everything after that was just like the Michael Bay approach.
They even took out the campaign for the new Call of Duty game. I don't know if you guys talked about that.
That's about time.
Yeah.
People are really weird about that because, like, who actually plays those games for the campaign?
No one.
Yeah, that's the thing.
People are upset for some reason.
That's the thing is, if you look at Titanfall, that game didn't have a campaign, and that was like one of everyone's biggest criticisms of it. It's like, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
To be fair, it's Smash Brothers has gotten a similar thing. Like when Smash 4 didn't have Subspace Emissary.
Okay,
but
Subspace
Emissary was
okay. Subspace Emissary is awesome, but
except for the Great Maze.
But the thing is, you don't like the same thing with Battlefield and Call of Duty. The vast majority of your time is not spent playing the campaign mode, even if there is one. Like, yeah, I want to see a Subspace Emissary too, but it's not like the end of the world, end all be all thing. I don't know. People made a really big deal of it.
This was a single player mode in Smash Wii U though. The classic mode. That's been in every Smash.
Yeah, but
the classic
sucks.
mode was just destroyed in Smash 4. Like
it sucks. Bad, yeah. It sucks.
See,
it's like Kid Icarus Uprising.
See, the problem with like single player or campaigns in Smash and fighting games is I do include Smash as a fighting game.
I do too.
But,
ooh, controversial.
Yeah, right. Is that there's not a whole lot of varied content. Like you don't have like the Call of Duty 16 multiplayer modes. You don't just start up the game and you're immediately in a match with 16 other people. You know, there's gonna be one person, he's gonna kick your ass. So if you want people to enjoy the game, you have to give them, single player content. Like that's not needed in Call of Duty because you don't have to have any skill to win. You just get paired with people who are, also terrible.
That's true. To be fair, some fighting games do that, a bit of that. Like not so much not really the team thing, but actually have real ranking and matchmaking and are built up for online.
Fighting game that isn't Smash.
Not every fighting game. Some fighting games can't get it right either, but Smash is the worst. Probably the worst offender.
I know. Smash doesn't try. Like fighting games that don't get it right still try.
Well, hello, Fighter Z.
Okay, Fighter Z isn't that bad. Yeah, we can hear the background.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta mute myself. I'm so sorry.
It's not that bad, but it's still a little iffy there.
But
they don't make any attempt to fight rage quitters, which is apparently a problem that was solved a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Like I FGC and they would just they would see someone with like a 20-game win streak and they're like, oh, if I start winning, they're just gonna leave.
Huh.
Yep.
And then.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a very hard problem to solve.
Apparently, it was already solved.
I'm sure it's been solved many times.
Pokken. If you rage quit, it would give you a timer. Even Smash does that.
Yeah.
If you rage quit in Smash, they put you on a timer. They give you a timeout. And like even in Smash, you can't even like leave it. Like you have to stare at the countdown.
That's just like the best way to handle it because if you have an internet issue, then you're not going to be wanting to play for wanting to fix your internet.
Well, like you can't
if you
go
don't
play
have
a
an
single
internet
player
issue,
mode though.
could get timed out.
Well, even then, even if you're in Smash, it's actually even better because if the connection with that person is really bad and you quit out, that doesn't actually penalize you. It doesn't always work, but it tries because it can tell that your internet connection sucks between the other person, like it knows.
So it knows for every match. Gotcha.
Now, to be fair, that could be theoretically abusable. Like, if you took it far enough, you could, put a thing in your router to, nerf your internet connection when you don't...
But that takes...
That was a thing. That was a thing back before Smash for Wii U came out, like, when it was just 3DS, like, in that 1 month-long period, where people would go on Wi-Fi, they would set their tag... No, never mind.
That takes a certain level of commitment, whereas the current system in Fighter Z of, he's winning, home button, exit application. Everyone can do that.
There's no penalty for quitting in Fighter Z. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, no, a lot of fighting games are actually, surprisingly, a lot of fighting games are missing that.
But Smash of all fighting games, got it.
10 minutes.
And it's got the worst online, probably, of just about any fighting game. But they got the rage quit thing figured out. That's crazy. Anyway, right, topics. So that was Battlefield 5, guys.
Okay.
Setting a theme here.
Yeah, this has been tangents to the show.
This is what I don't do with yeah, never mind.
Alright. RuneScape Classic Farewell. First version of RuneScape from 2001.
What?
Is
it's still running?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, it's going away. And
anyone have anything to say about RuneScape?
Nope.
I'm sure Wallace has got lots of stuff to say. He's gonna cry.
Why did I bold this? I don't know.
Why did I bold
this? It's I guess it's big gaming news. Also, oh my gosh, the RuneScape site looks the same as it did in 2001.
Updated.
Oh my gosh, the website this website was made in 1999, and it appears to be unchanged since then.
Holy crap!
Should we start going through the source code of the webpage? Let's see.
If you go to, oh my god, no, it is the same.
Is it mobile friendly though? Okay, if I make it like an iPhone X. Nope, it just shrinks.
This is Jake. This is the RuneScape old school website.
Yeah. I imagine yes. No, I'm sure the main RuneScape site.
Aaron said there are 2 versions of something. You can set it to the new or old. Does she mean the RuneScape website?
Is there people in the Twitch chat?
It's just Aaron.
I've seen... Okay, my Twitch chat's showing nothing for me. So sorry if anyone ever said anything in the chat. It's... Okay, now I should have it. That was weird. Well, farewell RuneScape Classic.
Yeah, she means of the site and game.
This really looks quite terrible. No, it's...
Apparently there's a new version of the website.
6th of August is when it goes down. Huh.
Well, yeah, I have no input on this. I've never played RuneScape, so...
Never touched it.
If Wallace was here, he would probably 440 or something.
Yeah. Wallace and Aaron are the only people I know who played it, and I know we're name dropping for the stream. But those who don't know, Aaron, aka is Rico Snow, in the chat there. And
that bitch owes me money.
Moving on, unless anyone's really got anything to say about RuneScape, because
I mean Dan might, but he's well.
Oh, he muted himself. Okay.
He's doing laundry.
Oh.
All right. So let's Valve.
Got that Wi-Fi poisoning.
Valve press statement. The Steam Link was rejected for the iOS App Store by Apple.
The justification here, they have a little thing.
Yes, it was approved. It was approved by Apple, and then Valve released news about the app, and then Apple revoked its approval, citing business conflicts with app guidelines that had allegedly not been realized by the original review team. Valve, of course, appealed.
Ooh.
And
so the Steam Link is that thing that lets you like put Steam on your TV and everywhere else, and it's just kind of like Alexa, right?
yeah. Well, it's like a LAN-based remote desktop-y thing for Steam.
Gotcha.
And Valve appealed, saying, hey, there's a bunch of apps on the App Store that do this exact thing. They're just not made by us. Like, come on, Apple. So,
business.
yeah, the team's figured many hours on this project and the approval process. Yeah, I have to imagine that this has cost Valve a lot of money. I mean, this is a big...
Yeah.
Yeah, this... Have you guys ever heard of the concept of the pyramid of control?
No.
Yes, but I have no idea what it is at the moment.
So basically the idea is, like, in the pyramid of control, you want to be at the top of the pyramid or the bottom, however way you look at it. It's more of, like, those who control the hardware control the operating systems, those who control the operating systems control the software, those who control, like that whole deal. So, like, web apps are, like, the absolute bottom. Like, they have no control because they don't make the browsers, they don't make the operating systems that run those browsers. And basically the higher up you go, like, the more control you have. Like, if you control the hardware, then you control everything. And if you control the operating system, you control, the next level, and so on and so forth. And this is kind of Apple being that wall where these other, like Valve makes software that's like part of their core business, and Apple can just say no because they're in control. Which, I mean, to be fair, sometimes there's good reasons to deny an app here or there, but this seems sketchy.
It just says business conflicts. Like, I don't.
Yeah, well,
that's just lawyer speak.
Yeah,
right.
And the thing is, there's a lot of rumor mill stuff that's been going on. About Apple doing a gaming platform like that's sort of similar to this, using like where you would use an iOS device to stream games through the Apple TV, and you could have a controller and whatever, and basically, play a full-on game being streamed from an iPad or a phone now that they're getting powerful enough to just do that.
It sounds like it would fail in this current market. I'm assuming it's just for mobile games. Who plays mobile games?
Well, the mobile game industry earns over double the revenue of the rest of the video game industries combined, and movie industries.
Right, but like.
So the mobile gaming industry is the biggest single piece of entertainment industry. It's actually the biggest entertainment market, period.
No, I said who plays mobile games like that seriously, with like who would be willing to stream it to a TV and like use a controller.
The same people who are spending like
whales. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, yeah, there's like $50 billion a year flowing through these games. More.
Fine.
So, yeah, plenty of people, apparently. I mean, remember we were looking at that one company that makes controllers, like these like $100 controllers, and they're like a successful company?
Yeah.
And Apple, being who they are, like, they can sell anyone anything. Not anyone anything.
Put an Apple on it and people bought it. I don't know why.
Like, to be fair, Apple doesn't actually do like, they don't make a whole bunch of products. They make very few products. But this makes sense. Like, Apple's been pushing games big time for a while. Like, the App Store now, if you like go to the App Store homepage, it's all games. And that's like Apple, because Apple, that's where the money's at. And then Apple puts more games in front of people's faces. It gets them more money. It gets the developers more money. Brings more people to their platform. And the more they can make themselves a gaming company, the more that they can take advantage of that industry. And this just feels like it's part of that. I have a feeling with enough outcry, this will get reversed. Hopefully, these things generally do, but
I mean, I don't have an. I guess I do have an iPad, but I don't really care either way. It'll probably get reversed. It just seems silly. I don't. You know.
I mean, Apple loves their control.
Yeah.
And maybe somewhere hidden in there, there's some legitimate reason for a rejection that Valve can correct or something. But
Right.
you know, like
Last
this
thing
is
you wanna do.
this is only Valve's side of the story. Who knows what if Apple has? I mean, Apple's not going to make a statement on this because they just won't.
But like the last thing you want to do, or last thing Valve would want to do, is say, you know what, I want Apple to reconsider this and put us. So I'm gonna start a witch hunt against them, which is why we'll get nothing.
Oh. Apparently, Travis Boyer here is like as if this thing Apple would have ever let this onto their platform. It's in direct competition with other games and apps on iOS. Like, so every game that comes out is competition with every other game. I don't understand what
Is that even like a legally acceptable reason?
No. Well, legally, Apple can do whatever they want. There's no requirements.
There has to be some sort of like anti-monopoly law, right?
Apple doesn't have a
I don't
monopoly.
know.
I mean, no. Apple can deny any software they want for any reason to the App Store. It's their App Store.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they have a terms and conditions and stuff that but I'm not sure how. I doubt it's two-way binding. At least not very strongly. So yeah, I mean, Apple's been known to remove stuff from the App Store for no good reason before. And there's basically no recourse for it. It's like the same thing on YouTube, like YouTube videos getting demonetized or whatever. Like, it's the same thing. There's literally nothing you can do about it. It's up to...
There's a reason YouTube videos get demonetized, according to YouTube, because it breaks their terms of service.
And there's a reason why... Well, YouTube demonetizes videos not for terms of service violations necessarily, but if it isn't advertiser friendly.
Advertiser friendly, that
right.
advertiser friendly.
Those are very subjective.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people have a problem with.
Well, and it's automated by
Yeah.
things that don't know anything about the content of the video, really. Is what the main problem I think people have with it is you can have videos that get demonetized for things you absolutely can't explain, especially educational videos, which are very bizarrely targeted by this problem. But anyway, that's there's a lot of tangents to the show.
Yeah, that's another
we should have a tangent jar where we could like put a quarter in every time.
I don't know.
Is that a tangent?
No, tangents aren't a bad thing. We've just
tangents can't really be avoided.
Yeah.
What Dan said.
Yeah, that was the Apple.
Well, we made it all the way to YouTube, and all right. But anyway,
we somehow took Battlefield and turned it into Smash.
Yeah.
I'm good at turning things to Smash.
That's true. Same.
Why is the title not safe for work 18 plus?
Because when Jake originally typed it out, I was like, that looked a little bit clickbaity. So I was like, let's clickbait it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I made it red.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, I say we move on. I think we all share the same opinion here, right?
Yes.
Apple needs to get off their high horse and
just let Steam do their thing.
Yeah, but I guess it depends. If Apple's plans for the future really are to push mobile gaming to the TV, then it might be harder. But who knows? All right. Call of Duty Black Ops campaigns might come back.
Who cares?
So,
Oh boy.
Black Ops 4 won't have a single campaign, but the other ones might. We basically already talked about this.
4
We
doesn't.
did.
Black Ops 5 might? Is that what you're saying?
Black Ops 4 doesn't. The next Call of Duty, whatever it may be, might.
Who plays Call of Duty for the campaign?
How well
anymore?
did the last Call of Duty do?
Probably fine-ish.
Yeah, probably.
What was the last Call of Duty? Was it Advanced Warfare?
I'm honestly surprised people are still buying new Call of Duty games. I'm surprised that they're making new Call of Duty games. Why not just sell like DLC? I guess you can't make as much money doing that.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. They just put it in a new box and call it a new game. And that way you can sell your DLC for $60.
World War II, that was it. I'm looking at the VG charts.
The vast majority of players... Oh, yeah, apparently there's like 5 different zombie modes or like more or something. Like, apparently they've decided, like, zombies is the new single-player mode, so...
Call of Duty World War II sold 5.93 million on the Xbox One.
Okay.
Yeah, it did. Sounds like it did fine.
So people still buy Call of Duty games.
So there you go. It's still money.
Yeah.
It sold about 12.38 million on the PS4. Yeah, all right. People still buying it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna have, and the new one's gonna have a battle royale mode, so it's gonna sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, they're cashing on that Fortnite craze.
No kidding.
Speaking of Fortnite, did you guys the mobile version of Fortnite is expected to make over $1 billion this year?
That isn't surprising.
Isn't that's absolutely nuts?
Fortnite has taken over.
Yeah, everyone plays it now.
Fortnite? Oh yeah, the Fortnite scene here is bigger than the Fighter Z scene and the Melee scene combined.
Well, that's not remotely surprising.
It's Fortnite.
Is
That's
Ninja
like
still
saying,
rolling in it?
Yeah.
How many subs does Ninja have these days?
I don't know.
I hear that's
He's
Ninja-
streaming right now.
Ninja just subscribed to Music King.
Oh
Really?
shit!
Music King tweeted about it.
Ninja has right now 219,000 subs.
Yep.
Holy crap! What?
That's like 700K a month.
Yeah, that's 700.
That's insane.
That's 700,000 a
What
month
does he do?
from
Does
from
he just
subs.
play Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays Fortnite.
As
Like,
far
he-
as I know.
He doesn't play.
I'm assuming he occasionally
He's
plays
the
other games,
Fortnite guy.
but he is the
Yeah.
Fortnite guy.
That many people want to watch Fortnite.
He's getting 6,000 subs a day. That doesn't even make sense. How is that even possible?
He has over 100K people watching him right now.
Yeah, he's consistently over 100K.
Does he like? Maybe this is a dumb question. A lot?
No.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Does
Yeah.
he view bot? Is that what you said?
No.
Does he win a lot? Like, does he get?
Oh yeah, he's really good.
He used to be a competitive Halo player.
Halo players, go on.
He played Halo 3, I think.
Oh, he played that one. It wasn't competitive Halo 3 like? Didn't they make a custom game mode to make it more like Halo 2?
I have no idea.
I still cannot believe these stats. On May 9th, he gained 32,000 subs in a single day. There are people who never get even a tenth of that, like
That's
after
hard.
years.
When you can go to Amazon, get your Amazon Prime trial.
Like,
You're like generating money.
holy.
I remember watching the stream with Drake and Ninja, and like all he said was like sub to me, and like his whole chat was just filled with like subs.
You just say the word Twitch Prime, and
Yeah.
you get 1,000 subs.
Like that's.
I don't get like why people subscribe to people who have a lot of subscribers already. Like they don't
Because
need
you
the
show
money.
up on
Support
screen and you get the emote. No, I don't get I understand subscribing. I don't get donating.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
Summit, hey Summit, it's my birthday today. I'm gonna share $20 of my birthday money with you. When the guy makes like 100 times what you make, I don't get it.
Yeah, because he's probably gets donations all the time, and he's making $700,000 a month on subs.
I guess it's like a
I
personal
just don't get it.
Like
Probably makes
you're-
even.
You're not donating. You're paying money to have him read your name.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it makes
You're
you feel
paying for
like
a
you're.
service.
It makes
You're
you feel
not-
like you're. Go ahead.
You're not donating. You're paying for a service. Is just what I was gonna say.
Like
I was gonna say.
like
it-
the
it-
subscription, you have the little feeling like you're in the club. You get the emotes. Like I
Yeah.
at least get it, but I don't understand big donations to people that make way more money than you.
It just makes you feel like you're important. Like you're personally helping this person.
Kudos.
But you're, I mean,
But
you
you're not.
are, but
Yeah, I know. It's the feeling. Like I see like when people donate to Attica and they're like, oh man, I first saw you when you were doing, Smash stuff and you really helped me out at this time. I was going through a struggle in my life.
that's the main reason I see is the person. They actually feel like the person directly helped their life,
Right.
so they're giving back.
Yeah.
But some of these donations, come on.
Yeah.
I seen Attica get like $400 for like once for a donation.
Wasn't
Crazy.
there a time where you could just make a donation and then just like cancel it on with your bank?
The people still do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you get like banned though, don't you?
Well, they're.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah, it's not as big of a problem as it used to be, but it's still a problem.
Yeah.
They're cracking down on that. You can report it,
Yeah, you can report it now on PayPal, and they take it more seriously.
and they might say no, you can't. If they find out you are blatantly intending to just troll on a stream, they will not accept your chargeback.
Yeah, that's the best
But that's
part.
hard to
Is
prove.
it's like not like they just get banned. They'll just be like, no, we won't accept your chargeback. Like you you made that donation. That was money you committed. That's on you.
That is nice. I don't think it just figure out some way to stop swatting. I know they had a law recently that, if you
Swatting
swat
should
someone,
A
if you
fucking felony.
right, so what the system is now in, I think it's one state, is if you swat someone and someone gets hurt, you are responsible for that. Like if someone gets hurt, if someone dies, you are charged with murder.
Good.
I think one state passed that, and I would prefer it just to be a felony.
That happened a few months ago.
It's already
Yeah,
a
And they got the
felony.
guy.
To make that clear, it is already a felony. It just
okay.
doesn't
Okay.
carry the same kind of weight that like a murder charge does.
Well, it should.
Or
It should.
Is it
Should take-
easy to avoid getting caught?
that's the thing. It probably kind of is. Like,
I have no idea.
because
They
how
have, like the loophole of, what if you actually meant? How do you tell if it was a joke or if they actually thought someone was there? You can't make someone a felon because they were wrong.
It's like false accusations.
Yeah.
I mean, involuntary manslaughter, you can actually make someone a felon because they were wrong.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Like,
To be-
involuntary manslaughter is a thing.
Yeah, that's not a class 1 felony.
Okay, if you run someone over in your car because you weren't paying attention, that's on you. If you think you see someone like robbing a house and somehow the SWAT team gets involved, at that, if like you actually thought there was a problem and someone dies and you were wrong,
Yeah, that's not
like,
on.
wouldn't
That's
that-
not manslaughter.
Wouldn't that be on the SWAT team?
Correct.
It's not on you. Yeah. Manslaughter is when you accidentally kill someone. Like,
Yeah. Now,
how
however,
you mentioned earlier,
if you intentionally call the SWAT team and then someone gets accidentally killed, that's manslaughter. That's actually on you, or at least partially.
I mean, so my distinction I'm trying to make is whether or not you actually thought there was a reason to call them.
Yeah, how do you tell?
It's
how
just,
do you?
was their intent to harm or not?
Exactly. Like, how do you tell? Sometimes
It's like
easy, sometimes it's not.
It's like someone who's sitting epileptic, like seizure-inducing videos or something.
Oh god.
Clearly trying to hurt the person. That reminds me, so many posts on Best Legal Advice about people who don't believe people about their allergies, so they'll trick them into eating nuts or whatever.
What?
No.
That's
wow,
horrible.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's actually like attempted murder.
Yeah, it
Cares?
is classified as assault. Well,
Who cares if they're lying about
my-
their allergies?
Why would you lie about an allergy?
What it always comes down to is like, my aunt thinks I don't like her cooking, so she.
Like I've heard like
Fucking
people
terrible.
will say, "Oh, I'm allergic to nuts," instead of saying, "Oh, I don't like peanut butter," because everyone's like, "What do you mean you don't like peanut butter? Everyone likes peanut butter." So they just say they're allergic to nuts instead.
Sure, but I'm not throwing a peanut into his mouth.
I saw another thread.
No, that's why you would. You said, why would someone even lie about their allergies? That's why.
I guess.
I mean, I guess, it's like the whole shtick I give now. When people ask me why I don't drink, I tell them I come from a long line of alcoholics.
Why don't you drink?
And I come from a long line of alcoholics.
Ah.
Why actually don't you drink?
Because alcohol is disgusting.
Hey,
and terrible
he
for you.
admits it.
Have you tried like all
exactly?
of the
No, Mitch is right. Alcohol's gross.
But
you just haven't found the alcohol you like yet.
I hate you.
Mitch has heard this one plenty.
That's a tangent even further. There was a thread where on Ask Reddit where they asked, what morally repugnant experiment would you like to do? And someone wanted to take someone with a nut allergy, get them all full of nuts and then throw them off a plane to see if their adrenaline would take over enough.
Yeah, I saw that. By the way, somebody actually responded to that with a scientific answer, because they approximately know the amount of adrenaline you make when like in high stress situations.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's not even within an order of magnitude of what's in an EpiPen. So
no,
no,
they would be terrified and dying. Gotcha.
Also, they also threw that in there for those who don't know. An EpiPen is a temporary solution, not a permanent solution.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it holds you over long enough to get to the hospital to get real treatment.
Someone's supposed to call the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, just an EpiPen is not nearly enough. Like it's enough to hold off the allergy attack for like up to an hour or so, but beyond that, you need real medical attention. No, severe allergy attacks are no joke. Like your body just collapses on itself.
I should ask my friends who are allergic what the hell I'm supposed to do for them if they ever have an incident.
If they have an EpiPen,
if they have an
take
EpiPen,
off the cap.
Take off the cap and you stab them in their thigh. Yeah.
And then you call 911.
Yep, that's the procedure.
Lerone, do you remember what I told you about my EpiPen? Like we were rooming together. Yeah, I have.
You told me where. I don't remember what you said.
Wait, are you allergic to anything?
I'm allergic to fish. Yeah. When I was a kid, I had an allergic reaction where like my lips swelled up, and I think my neck swelled up too, for like a minute.
That's good.
It's good.
That's stuff. Yeah, I'm not allergic to anything like that severely. Anyway.
That's good.
One winter, I just was allergic to the cold. Every time I would go outside, I'd break out in really awful hives. Any exposed skin, and it happened once. It was just for like 3 months, and then it never happened again.
That is just bizarre.
Did you ever?
I was allergic to cold.
I was allergic.
Are
you sure it wasn't like something in the air?
It was probably something in the air.
Was it carbon monoxide poisoning? Or...
I don't think it's actually possible to be allergic to cold, so it's probably something in the
Well,
air.
you know what it is possibly allergic to? Wi-Fi.
What?
Don't bullshit me.
It is
waves, man. They go right through you. Your skin won't protect you.
It is possible to be allergic to changes in physical stimuli, so it wouldn't surprise me that it's possible to be allergic to the cold, at least in some capacity.
Well, I was, so...
Maybe, like, there were a bunch of scorpions.
Case in point.
There's a bunch of scorpions in the air?
Alright, so next topic. So, yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops.
How do we go to allergies from Black Ops 4?
Speaking of severe allergies, some Pokemon Kanto Pokemon are coming to Pokemon Go, and who cares?
I'm surprised you guys voted this.
Yeah, I thought talking about Pokemon in general would be fine.
Yeah, no, we could just talk about Pokemon. Pokemon dope.
Let's talk about Digimon. Oh, I need a good tangent. We haven't had one of those in a
while. Yeah, it's been like a whole 10 seconds since we had our last tangent.
Has it been 8 seconds since we last looked at our lemon tree?
I understood that reference.
I unfortunately do as well.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Anybody who wants to be in on the loop, go ahead and look up lemon stealing horrors on YouTube, and
it's lemonparty.org.
Or on Pornhub, your choice.
It depends on how much you want to see.
Lemon Party.
Is that gonna give me malware?
Probably will.
You might. You should be careful about saying a link out loud. You might accidentally commit manslaughter.
True.
I'm sorry. Can we delete the VOD here? Oh god, I hear the sirens.
That's just because I swatted you.
Oh god, it's the gaming police.
That's the gaming police.
All right. Anyway, this is actually a story I want to talk about. So,
oh god,
I think it's the most interesting story we have today.
Yeah.
PlayStation CEO announces PlayStation 4 entering final phase of life cycle.
All right, real quick before you say that, Aaron said something else in the chat. She said oh wow, I acknowledge our fans.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen people make that stupid argument where they're like, "Oh no, it's just the processed nuts that give you a problem. Here, have a real nut." And then the same thing happens because what?
I've never heard that argument.
No, I've seen it before. They're like, "Oh, it's the processed foods that give you the allergies, not the real stuff. Humans don't have allergies to things in nature or something."
Really? That's not what my doctor said.
Do they think that they do allergy tests with like processed like what do they think they're I don't know. I don't know how I don't know. Whatever, it's probably the same people who think that vaccines give you cancer or something.
No, it's that vaccines cause autism.
That too.
I mean, look at Jake. He's pretty autistic.
That's true.
You vaccinated, Jake?
I am indeed vaccinated.
Oh,
and
that's,
I'd rather be autistic than have the measles, so...
Well, you have both. I'm sorry.
I do not have
your
measles.
lab reports back.
My lab reports?
You have the measles.
You got them before I did.
Fraggles.
The Fraggles.
The Fraggles?
I don't think that's real. I think you made that up.
Actually, it was a TVZ abridged reference to something that I actually don't understand, but I think it was like an old TV show or something.
Fraggle Rock?
Anyway,
yeah,
PlayStation 4 entering final phase of life cycle.
This is actually interesting.
I don't actually understand this announcement. I don't get it. I do not understand.
Oh, and there was an update that came from the future, because apparently he said this in fall of 2018.
Yeah, I saw that. Beautiful typo in the article there. But like, okay, what's the point of saying this?
So your investors know.
Who do you say it to?
But He said it
Good question.
at the. He said it at the where is it? What am I missing? Oh, yeah, he said it at the Sony Investor Relations Day in Tokyo today,
Hey,
which is
so
public.
he's not saying it to some random guy. He's saying it to his investors.
Yeah, but this is public. It's a publicly traded company. His investors are like a lot of people.
Yeah, so he can't hide that information from us. If he could, he would.
That's not true, but
Well,
he certainly does not have to say what the life cycle of the PS4 is.
but he can't. It would be insider trading if he like made stock decisions. Like if he's like, oh, PS4 stock's gonna go down, I'm gonna sell because I know that we're going into our last stage. So now he's covered his ass and he can sell stocks if he wants.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's not what he's doing here. But you know what? Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've never heard of a company doing this. I don't think Sony's done it. Like it's weird.
Well, I mean, what does that even mean? Final phase of its life cycle, like
based on what people are saying and how Sony typically does their product phases, it means it's got about 3 years left.
Okay.
But that's the thing. The thing is, saying it's going into its final phase rather than saying it's got 3 years left. Those are like two different things, and that's why I don't understand the final phase thing, because it's gonna hurt sales of the PS4. And he even said
article title.
He even said that it's what he said. It's what he said.
Yeah.
He didn't say 3 years. He never explicitly
he's letting
said
his
that.
investors know that they're beginning to phase out the PS4 and they should focus on the new potential console.
Yeah, and their main
PS4 just got games.
Yeah, and the
PS4 just got games. I mean, yeah, it's still fine to publish games in the final phase of the life cycle.
Yeah, and Sony's gonna continue. Sony's is gonna continue to publish first-party titles, though he said they're not gonna make any new IP.
That's fine.
Have they made a new IP?
Yeah, what?
Last of Us?
Infamous. Wait,
Knack?
no, that was the second party.
Well, Infamous wasn't even a new IP.
Yeah, Infamous wasn't a new IP.
Well, you said last decade.
The one on PS4 wasn't. Well,
I didn't say last. I didn't say last decade.
Published.
Oh, well, someone did. Yeah.
Oh. For PS4 though, the console, yeah, I don't know what the heck.
I think the only exclusive PS4 game was
Horizon Zero Dawn. Is that a
first
party?
Horizon Zero Dawn. Knack.
We don't talk about Knack.
Forget about Knack.
There actually was a Knack.
Knack doesn't exist.
So
Bloodborne, does that count?
No, that's ID Software. It isn't.
But it was It was exclusive.
Yeah, but it isn't. It isn't made by Sony. It's like Bayonetta.
Does Sony make games, or do they just pay other people to make them?
Good question. I don't know. Well, Aaron said Horizon's first party. Sony made it.
But did they make it or did they fund it? It's like who's the developer?
Guerrilla Games.
Did they make Shenmue?
They're part of.
No.
They funded Shenmue, but they're not developing.
Shenmue was on Dreamcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
So not even close.
Yeah, Guerrilla Games is a Dutch video game developer founded in 2000.
Let me look up Sony Interactive Studios games.
Okay, it is owned by Sony.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So I guess that counts.
Okay, they're like Retro Studios.
They made a bunch of the Killzone games.
Yeah. So anyway, to kind of finish
Actually,
out
the Killzone games.
What this whole thing was about is he said that Sony's strategy for the fiscal year 2018 is going to leverage the platform's large install base and active users and grow improve recurring revenue streams like the PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Store, PlayStation Now, etc.
They start charging more for that shit.
I'm gonna trickle back on what we said earlier. So like studios like Naughty Dog, Guerrilla Games, Sucker Punch, they're all considered first party for Sony.
so Sony owns them.
Yeah, Naughty
Yeah,
Dog.
Sony owns them.
Okay.
Can we get a
What's up?
Yeah.
Can we get
What's
a
your
Crash Bandicoot game?
Probably not.
Nope,
Crash Bandicoot?
not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking
Um,
of remasters, the Crash Bandicoot remaster. They started fiddling with the core mechanics there, and you see where that led. A game that barely works. Like,
Yeah.
Old levels to new mechanics, and suddenly you can't jump over a bridge.
Crash Bash was one of my favorite games as a child.
Wow, someone remembers that game? Because that was my first Crash game, Crash Bash.
I never played any of them.
I only played a little bit of them at like my cousin's house.
Yeah, pretty much.
I never had the game though.
I only played Crash Bash. And I played a little bit of
Crash Bash, Crash Bandicoot Warp, and Crash Bandicoot Racing.
CTR. Apparently that game's like the best kart racer ever made or something.
No, but it's high quality.
Mm.
And Lerone, what is
So
the
you're playing-
best kart racer ever made then?
Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing Transform.
Really?
You're pretty confident about that answer.
What about oh
Double Dash.
no, I was thinking what's the Kirby game where you ride on stars? That's like a kart racer.
Kirby
Air
Air Ride.
Ride.
Air ride, yeah.
Ooh, I guess.
Laurent's got to think about this because he slurps Air Ride too.
Yeah.
Did you say he slurped Air Ride?
Yeah.
Air Ride needs online.
Yeah, I did.
It did come out in like
Oh,
02.
2? Yeah.
So there's that.
03.
Oh man. So,
What were we talking
Nah, I'm sticking with my answer.
all right, I want to throw out one other thing here. This wasn't actually one of our topics, but it's actually related. Is that
Wow,
apparently
another tangent.
apparently the PlayStation 5, there's already rumors now going around that PlayStation 5 is going to run on a Ryzen platform. So that's kind of interesting.
Please don't call it a PlayStation 5.
I mean,
What's
What
a
are
Ryzen
they going to
platform?
call it?
what do you really think they're going to?
PlayStation 1.
The PlayStation 1?
The PlayStation 1S.
Why can't companies name things anymore? I'm sure this has always been a problem, but like, why are naming SKUs so confusing? And gaming companies are some of the worst at it.
Wii U,
Yeah.
Xbox One.
New.
Sony's been
3DS.
fine.
The Wii U
Yeah,
was
New
so
Year-
bad, people
So-
didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, Sony is fine though. PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. I don't know what the difference between those two things are. I'm sure they're different.
Plus is the subscription thing. PlayStation Now, I believe that's the one that lets you play PS2 games and PS1 games and you stream them.
But that's also a subscription service, right?
Yeah, PlayStation Now is a subscription. It wasn't always, but it is now.
Okay. It is now.
Yes, it is PlayStation Now.
What an awful name.
And don't buy it because it sucks.
Also, wait, PlayStation Now is for streaming old games? That doesn't even make sense.
Right. I remember when Sony announced
It also
you could
is
stream older.
terrible.
Yeah, it sounded terrible when they announced it.
It's probably the future, but we're not ready for it yet. So, and I guess they were doing it with old games first because it was probably easier, but
Something happened in the NBA game, Laurent?
A lot of stuff's happened. Carry on.
all right. Dragon Ball Fighter Z DLC characters release
Oh
soon.
baby, Vegito and Fuzamas, gonna be beautiful.
Maybe
Anyone-
Russian will be tweeting.
Probably.
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 Vegeta looks
Wait,
cool.
Was this GBFZ Summit this weekend or this past weekend?
Yeah.
I have no idea when that is.
It was last
'Cause
weekend.
I think it was this past weekend. 'Cause
Oh.
I think that's why Leffen didn't go to Gamo.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, I should probably go watch that.
So
I had no idea
what-
it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know if how Leffen did.
Did he win? Yeah.
He probably didn't win.
And it's probably wouldn't be TB or DBFZ Summit. Summit of Power.
Oh.
Are you sure it's?
Oh no, June 8th.
No, I was wrong.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh. Okay.
It hasn't happened yet.
Nope.
What day is it?
June 8th through the 10th.
Oh, that's a while. Oh god, that's not a while. Oh god, we're
It's
almost
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yep. E3's almost here, guys.
Oh hey. How about
Yeah,
that?
like-
Flash Mobile here.
Oh yeah, wait. Smash
Yeah, does that
Smash
thing
is
always
next
does.
weekend, isn't it?
Yep.
I need to
Smash and
take
Splash
off
is next
work.
weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm like going to that. Cool.
Okay, I get the feeling you guys don't care about fighters.
Nope.
I mean, I like what I see of the game. I just don't have it.
Like Vegeta
Yeah.
just looks so cool. Like,
Yeah, he looks cool.
and we have Goku Green finally.
Goku Green. Oh, okay. I got
Why
you.
are there
Merge Zamasu.
Why are there so many? What's up with Dragon Ball and its colors, man?
Taste the rainbow.
Honestly,
I
all
like how,
all these
I think we already talked about this.
screenshots.
Go ahead.
I do not understand. This is just about Super in general. They, for the Frieza arc and the Universe 6 tournament, they gave them new outfits that melded really well with Super Saiyan Blue. And then they took those outfits away and gave them their classic outfits, which don't work with Blue. Like, they just don't look good.
I think they're fine.
Okay, especially Vegeta, though. His is a special type of terrible, because his entire outfit is a blue unitard. And then he has blue hair. Every part of him is blue. It doesn't work. The dark gray was a much better fit.
Nah.
It also fit with the art style more.
I'd agree, but it's not really that big of a deal for me.
It is to me, because I'll bring this back to the Fighter Z. They have Goku and Vegeta Blue separate from the Super Saiyan version, and they didn't give them the outfits from Super.
Hmm.
Like, why?
Wow.
It was a perfect opportunity. This is a big deal, Dan.
You know what? I actually
Did he
immediately
leave?
felt bad about being sarcastic there, because like I feel like there's things I'm passionate about that people could just stick in an asshole about. So I'm sincerely sorry. My sassy sarcastic response.
Mitch, come back.
Did he not hear my apology?
No, he left
And
right
I
when
won't.
you said it. Dan says he's sorry.
I don't care what Dan says, because he's oh shit, Mary's here.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
What up?
Okay,
Grill.
amazing.
Oh yeah, that was recorded. So
Grill.
Julie,
Wait,
I was
are you on
going
the
to,
podcast?
I was
Yeah.
going to do something stupid,
Yeah.
but then I realized I was being recorded, so I'm not going to.
how
do
long have you been
It's
recording?
been like an hour.
an hour and 22 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
it. How long have you been on the podcast?
All right, moving
I
on.
didn't know that it was today.
It's always today.
Yeah.
Except
Is
for
it
all those times
Wait, today's Thursday.
Yeah,
It's Thursday.
it's on Thursdays.
Well, give me a second. I gotta like check this NBA game. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Oh
Wow,
my god.
Okay.
priorities.
Sports, am I right?
Okay, I'll join next week.
All right. Actually, we only have like 2 more topics.
We have 3 more.
Does anyone care about the Rabbits DLC?
I really
put
don't.
things
What
Why
is there to
is
talk about?
why is this on here?
I don't know. I didn't put it here.
Okay.
But it's kind of cool. But has anyone actually played this game?
No.
Bye.
Are you okay, Mary?
That's some whack ass internet right there. I guess this isn't a bad time to mention.
Okay.
Well, she's gone, but
All right.
anyway,
Overwatch,
in about 2 weeks or so, we're gonna have a rap battle, Mary and I on air. And by rap battle, we're doing it the white way, where we write our diss track ahead of time, because we can't do that on the fly. So
people.
yeah, white people. So we're doing a white person rap battle. So yeah, y'all can look forward to that next week. It's
2 weeks, I thought.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks to 3. 2 weeks at a minimum. Hopefully
It's
2
not
weeks.
gonna happen. So yeah,
It's never happening.
Apparently,
cares
she's
about
already
that
started
right
writing hers.
Okay, oh.
So
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
welcome back.
Did
You missed Mary.
the shooty team win the basket?
score
What?
that touchdown hoop. Yo.
Wait, there was a gun?
Did the ball go?
This podcast sucks.
I'm
All right.
very
What are we talking about right now?
Nothing.
Nothing. New Overwatch skins and more out with the anniversary event.
No one here plays that except me, so moving on.
All right. And our last topic. A cheaper, customizable Nintendo Switch second set has launched in Japan without a dock. So a
How do you
dockless
charge it then?
Nintendo with a micro US, like a
USB-C.
USB-C cable.
Oh.
You can charge it
Do you
without
do
the
that with
dock.
normal one? I thought you needed the dock.
No.
No.
Why would you buy one without a dock?
So you can only play portable mode
Yeah,
with
like,
this, right?
Yes.
Why would you ever take it out of the dock?
In
need
Japan,
the
in,
dock
J-
to
in,
play
J-
it
in
on.
Japan, a lot of the market doesn't care about the dock. This is Japan only, by the way. This is
Yeah.
not
I
United
am
States.
back.
Hi.
You have
This
better
is-
internet?
Japan sucks.
Yeah, so this is Japan only,
Wow.
and it's cheaper. It's $50 less. So they sacrificed the
That's
dock.
substantial.
There's no dock. There's no Joy-Con grip controller.
50
Wait,
less?
you don't even get a controller?
No, you get like it doesn't come with the thing that you slot the Joy-Cons
Oh.
into. It doesn't come with that grip thing.
Okay.
So no dock, no grip thing, no AC adapter, and no HDMI cable. So you just get the USB-C cable and the Switch, the Joy-Cons, and the little and the straps, and that's it.
So it's like $50 cheaper, but you're also losing out on like $50 worth of.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's an option to if you don't care about that stuff, or you would rather just maybe get it later down the line. Save money
How much
now.
cheaper is it? Well, it's in yen, so
$50.
They
Or
said 50.
yeah, $50. If you care about yen, it's 30.
Okay.
It's 32,378. Oh, I'm sorry, 26,978 yen.
I would still say just get the regular Switch at that point. So
$50. I mean, $50 isn't insignificant. It's a sixth of the cost.
yeah, but I don't know. I like the option of having the Switch as a home console.
Right. Yeah. This
Well,
is.
that's
I mean,
important
if
to you as a
then you
And
shouldn't.
this isn't for me. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
There are some people
Yeah.
who literally, who intend to almost never use the dock, and
Right.
maybe just $50 cheaper is enough to say like, yeah, I'm good with just not using it, since I was gonna barely use it anyway. And I guess the market's there for it.
Did Mary leave again?
Yeah, and this is apparently it's more customizable. You get to customize the color of your Joy-Cons and your grips, and the straps. So that's kind of neat. I don't know. I see no reason why they couldn't also do that for the normal Switch, but
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there any difference other than the missing pieces? Like, does it look like slimmer?
no, it is identical. Besides that,
Then how is it more customizable?
it's just that on the normal Switches, like the Switch only comes in like 3 colors, and then if you want different colored Joy-Cons or whatever, you'd have to buy those separately. But now this one, you get to choose out of all their colors for all their crap. For when,
Oh, okay.
like
I mean, I guess
at the
that's
time of
slightly
buying the
better.
console, so you just get more choice in colors, is all. Cause it's like it's online order only sort of deal. At least right now.
Cool.
Speaking of online only, you guys didn't talk about the cloud version of Resident Evil 7 that's coming to Switch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Japan.
Okay, that's kind of interesting to talk about. It's kind of similar to the PlayStation Now thing, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah,
So Resident Evil 7 is coming out on Switch in Japan, but the catch is that it's only like through the cloud. You can only stream it,
right.
which I've heard from sources that it's like terrible. It doesn't run well, as you can imagine, because it's the Switch. Using a streamed game that's that's of quality as Resident Evil 7.
Right. Like, that's not even a Switch problem so much as it is an internet connection problem.
Yeah, that too.
Because that's just so much data to throw over the wire in real time.
That seems like such a strange decision.
Yeah, well, I mean, they couldn't get it running on the console for real, so they're trying this. It's to be fair, it does seem like more of an experiment than anything. Like, it's Resident Evil. It's a AAA title. They're doing it in the cloud. They're doing it Japan only right now, and a smaller region. Like,
yeah, but if this doesn't work, how are they going to rectify the situation? Because
they
won't. Will they make a physical cart? Yeah, okay.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming this cloud option was easier than trying to optimize the game for the console, because they would have just done that.
Take it or leave it.
If that was less development hours than doing this.
Yeah.
So
it's unfortunate. See, I like the gimmick of the Switch, but at times, I think I've said this before on the podcast too, but sometimes I just wish Nintendo would make a more modern console that had decent processing power, so issues like this wouldn't occur.
If they just made their games for PC, I'd be fine.
Yeah, now, see, the interesting thing is, Nintendo, I think, had a decent opportunity to do something with that would even make this new bundle thing make a little more sense. You can buy external docks for GPUs for laptops nowadays, where you plug into your USB-C port on your computer, on your laptop, and you can plug in a full desktop graphics card on it. So you can use your laptop as your normal day-to-day walking around machine, and then without a super powerful GPU in it or whatever. And then you get home, you plug it into your GPU, and now you have your full power gaming rig. That's
badass.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. And those are becoming pretty affordable solutions and stuff too. And it would have been really cool to see is if Nintendo did something like that with the dock, where the dock had a little bit more powerful hardware that could really push 1080p 60, and if it was in handheld mode 720p 30 and then 1080 60 on dock, that would have been awesome.
I totally thought they were going to do that when I first heard about this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought that the dock was going to have some hardware in it to boost things a bit, but it doesn't. And the weird thing is,
maybe we'll get a Switch 2.0 that has a dock that ups the FPS and resolution.
To be fair, the dock
games.
it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny because the Switch, when docked, runs better than it does when it's handheld. Because when it's handheld, they actually nerf it. They cut the clock speed down on it.
Right.
For the sake of battery life. And
the battery life for the Switch isn't even good. It's 3 hours or something.
I've heard it's 4 to 5 hours. It's
4 to 5.
It's not bad. Honestly, it's better than a gaming laptop by a lot.
Fair point.
And those are a lot bulkier. So honestly, it's really not bad. And so many people have portable battery banks for phones anyway, that they can just plug into it, and you can charge it off of that.
Thing for the Switch.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Nintendo hasn't released an expandable battery back or something. Where that would make the Switch a little bit fatter, but would, add to the battery.
Yeah.
Something I'd like see.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it hasn't happened yet. I think there are some third-party things for it, but they're all kind of sketchy from what I've seen. Like nothing, no real reputable company's done it. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting that we haven't seen that yet. But I'm sure we will at some point, maybe. I don't know. It's been a year. What's taking them so long? Then again, Nintendo did just release they did just release that dock that new charging stand for the Switch, so you can have the Switch plugged in while sitting on a desk. That took a year for them to come out, so who knows? The Switch has been pretty slow with peripherals.
I need to do my last load of laundry, and I don't think I'm gonna come back.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna end the show here anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just wait.
Yeah. So,
You get out of here.
Thanks everyone for listening to us today and watching. I guess for those watching the Twitch stream, shouting out our sponsors today. Our main sponsor this week is Treyarch. Please go buy whatever the most expensive edition of Call of Duty is. I'm sure it'll be worth your while. I'm sure they've got a version that's at least $100. While you're at it, drop them a donation, $150. Just mail them a check. They'll take it.
Oh, and
I thought that we're hiring
at Vorn if anyone's interested.